Yeah, everything clear. There wasn't no interruption.
To you. I'm here to introduce myself to you, and you ask who she is, and she is Anastasia Beck.
Well, you could get a seat too,
Okay,
and be on too.
that's why I
Mom,
was asking Miss Jackie. Did she want me to sit there,
Mom.
or did she want
So,
we have
first
to
of
talk
all,
about the program first?
I got you.
Yeah, it's just a visual presentation.
This is
'cause it a visual
PSA
podcast.
Philly Service Announcement Takeover Tuesday Takeover Love Support Great Social Activism Resources and Art. I got beautiful black people in here like always. That's what we do. Shout out to my co-host Nick. You know what I mean? My dog, you know, the executive producer, Mal. You know what I'm saying? I got Nelly in the building, you know, showing the support. You know, the whole, you know, Glockaware is what it is, man. It's a family affair. So we got some returning guests on the show. We got some returning guests on the show. You know what I'm saying? We have some mom. First of all, we're gonna get this clear. We got a black mom on the show, and she needs a microphone.
We don't have a black mom.
We have a
we don't have a black mom.
An African mom,
No.
an Alki Bulani mom.
No, you got an American mom.
Oh wow, we can have a whole conversation about that, but I'm
you
not
got
gonna
an
get into that
American
just yet. Ooh, Lord, American.
American mom.
All right, well, American.
And they
I'm
got
not.
me on-
Mom, can you tell us who you are? Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a lot about who's here.
Yes. Do that.
And who's here today are some beautiful people who I love,
Uh-huh.
and that's why you say it like this. That's why he said he got a black mom here.
Mhm.
Because if you got a sister, you got everything. You
No
got
doubt.
everything on your side, behind you. You was born from a beautiful brown skinned woman,
Yes, I
wasn't
was.
you?
Yes,
I
I
could
was.
tell you were.
I know.
by
My
your
stock is
skin.
good. Good
Yes.
looking at mom. Good looking at
Hey.
dad. You know what I'm saying?
Good looking
Y'all
out.
made one right here. Yo, go ahead though. My
Yeah,
bad.
but see, we got real ones in the building. And the realest one right here, we got Miss Jackie right
Mhm.
here. So, and
I know
she's
her, I know
representing
her.
the House of Emoja.
I know that.
And Miss Jackie enlisted us, my baby girl,
Mhm.
Anastasia Bay, who has been in wonderful programs throughout the city of Philadelphia, including, what programs have you been in?
Mom.
Jill Scott.
Jill
Here,
Scott's
that's
program.
this is
So-
your, this is
so
your
this
baby's mic right
microphone
there.
is the
No,
one-
no. Hold up. You hold your mic.
Yes.
That's your mic,
Yes.
and that mic right there is for her. She can slide that up, and y'all can, you know.
Okay. So she's been in several programs, including the I Come in Peace
Okay.
Youth Peace Corps House of Emoja program.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was here today to bring you a segment and to talk to you a little bit about the good news.
Mhm.
And me, I'm gonna tell you who I am last. I'll tell you later.
Okay. All
But
right.
I am somebody's mother, several people's mother, and I
That's
will
good.
fight you for all of them.
That's right.
And
See,
I'll fight for you too.
the only thing that I would like to say about that, because I'm trying to get away from the first thing that we acknowledge about how we love somebody is that we will hurt somebody for them. And you're not the only one. I'm not putting you on the spot because we all.
Oh no,
do.
I never said I would hurt
hold on,
somebody.
Hold on. You said you would fight for them.
Yes.
You would fight me.
Yeah, no, fight does not mean physical. I did not.
Okay.
I don't see because I don't want you to misconstrue my words.
Okay, what kind of fight we talking about? We
I'm
talking about
talking
conflict, right?
No, not at all.
Fight is a conflict.
No,
Mama.
it's not. It does not have
Okay,
to be
well,
a
explain-
conflict to
explain
fight
the
for
fight.
someone.
Explain the fight.
Well, for instance, civically, I fought on behalf of artists in Philadelphia in
Mhm.
order to have free housing.
Mhm.
I didn't have to hurt anybody or put my hands on anybody,
Mhm.
but I went to court and made sure that those people were able to stay where they're able to stay at today,
Mhm.
which is inside, indoors.
Okay, so
right?
in that,
So fighting for someone is not always physical.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting for them could just be advocating.
Mhm.
And so I am a parent advocate for not just myself, but other children.
Right.
So that's why I say fight.
So again, fight meaning conflict, meaning there's somebody on the other side who you have to be in conflict with for, correct? Even if
not
you're an
physical
advocate,
fight.
if I'm an advocate going to the hospital for my daughter, because I know black women need advocates when they go to the hospital, I'm going as an advocate to fight. I'm not going to punch on nobody, but we're having a conflict because I got to make sure.
Well, that's why I said I had to explain it because it's not always conflicting. Sometimes you'll go to groups and people and they
Mhm.
want to support. So the
Okay.
idea is that you're speaking on behalf. She's
Okay.
a minor, so she can't speak for herself if she feels uncomfortable. But I know to look in her eyes if she is.
Okay.
So I can say, hey, no, she's got to sit where I sat.
Okay.
So that's not always. I'm just saying, just to
I
educate.
will be honest. I will be honest in this back and forth.
Yes.
That because this is a back and forth because if we gonna say the wording is what it is,
Mhm.
then the wording gotta be what it be. When I asked that baby to sit in the seat,
Mhm.
you said, "Oh no, I'm her mother. She cannot. She's sitting where I say sit."
Yes.
That's a conflict.
No, it's not a
It's
conflict.
a conflict.
Only if you didn't want her to. You're saying that you have a problem with her sitting somewhere
No,
else.
I don't have a problem. I'm actually bringing her into the fold because I know she was coming on here to.
Well, I
You
was
know?
trying to help you guys because
Again.
she's speaking first about the program.
Right. And
So I didn't want to give anyone who is not supposed to be given too much space unnecessary pressure to say or do anything. That's why I advocate.
No, and I'm glad. What I'm saying is I'm glad that you advocate, but we could be clear that it could have been a conflict. You don't know me. I'm a man.
Right.
You use language like minor.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right? So that's saying you grown man shouldn't be talking to this minor that is my daughter.
No,
telling
that was
her
what
to
I'm
do
saying.
I'm not saying you wrong in it. I'm
no,
just saying
I'm not saying that I'm trying to argue against that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that we're just meeting today. So just like you said, I have a black mother here, and I had to tell you, oh no, I'm not a black mother because I'm nationalized. So I can't do that. When you say the word black, you evoke certain things. Certain things are being evoked.
Black. I get
Negro,
what you're saying.
black, and colored laws are being evoked.
That's all.
Not
that
only
when you say black, you're talking about transaction language. I get it.
Not transaction language.
What you're talking about
nationality.
Yes, but black is transaction language. When you say I'm not a black mom, and then I say, are you an African mom, an Alkebulandian mom? You say, no, I'm an American mom. So if we saying black is being taken off, we're saying black is being taken off as transactional language, especially if you comparing it to
this
black,
is your platform.
Negro.
So wherever you want to go with it is where you're gonna be with it.
It's not. No.
And I'm not gonna take it up.
Yeah.
So you continue. You go.
I mean, being
acquiescent.
And I know what acquiesce means. I'll let you acquiesce, but you can get a seat if you want a seat.
Okay.
I don't, So what I would say is, you said this is your platform as if what I'm saying might not be true. We can look it up. If you've seen the show, I'm hoping that you look at the show after today so you can understand who this black man is. I'm not attacking you at all. You use certain language. I understood that language, that it was language of conflict. And the only thing that I said was, our people tend to always say something in terms of, I don't play about this person, as in, I'll do something to you about this person. That's how we acknowledge love a lot of times. That's really all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's even wrong.
I think it's interesting.
I'm not even saying it's wrong for you to acknowledge that you will hurt somebody over somebody you love. I'm just saying we lead with that. Like, that's all I have to show.
I wasn't leading with that because that's not where I was going.
Yeah, but I'm grouping you in right now. I'm not saying. I'm saying you had.
I'm sitting here to be grouped.
No, no. I'm saying me explaining why I said to you in the individual interaction between me and you, that wasn't a grouping. That was me saying it to you.
Okay.
When me explaining it, putting you, that's the grouping where I'm saying our people tend to, when they acknowledging that they love somebody or they want to show you that they love somebody, they lead with, I'll hurt somebody over the person I love. That's the way we tend to show or express that we love somebody.
All right.
And I'm saying that as a group, and then because of the interaction me and you had, I grouped you into that, and that's what I was saying.
Okay.
So when you say fight, most people that heard you say fight, they think fight in terms of conflict. Even if you're talking about fight in the courts, fight by picketing, fight by, yelling at somebody.
Advocacy is something that's really important.
Yes.
And if you've ever needed help or wanted help, you have to understand what that term means. And if you need an advocate, you have to ask for an advocate.
But you didn't say advocate first. You said fight. And then fight became advocate.
I clarified it with advocate.
Right. I'm just saying.
Because
Initially,
when you don't know me, you're going to classify
it's
whatever I say any way you like because you have the mic.
Okay. We both got mics.
Right, but no, you have the mic, I'm saying. This is your platform, and we're here for you.
So, first thing I'll say about the platform thing, I don't use my platform to make stuff up, or not saying that's what you're saying, but the way that you said it was like, this is your platform, so I'm going to let you, and I don't make stuff up on here. I don't, we could definitely look it up. Anything that I say, we could definitely look it up. I appreciate that. I love that part of it. So.
Yes, you can look it up. Would you like to look up a case that I fought? It's actually L versus PEC et al.
Okay. I'm definitely going to look it up.
It actually made the Law Journal.
No, definitely.
But I said I wasn't going to make this about me. This is about Ms. Jackie in the House
It's about
of Emotion.
everybody up here.
And it's about the Philly Service announcement. It's almost Black History, right? You were talking about Black
Every day
History.
is Black
It's
History.
almost Black History.
Now I'm being
February.
antagonistic a little bit. I'm just
Yeah. And so
every day
there's
is
a lot
Black
of
History.
things.
So this is what we're going to do. Because we need to talk more. Me and you probably need to come back to the show when we find out your name and who you are and all this, since we didn't find none of that out yet. So We're gonna let our returning guest explain a little because I owe her some stuff. We haven't been communicating the way I'm supposed to have been communicating with her. So, can you tell everybody who you are?
Okay. Jarue allows everyone to introduce themselves.
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'm Jacqueline Taylor Adams, and I'm with the House of Umoja, and I am representing the Umoja Youth Peace Corps. I'm the director for that, and it is an after-school or extracurricular program where we help develop young people into being ambassadors for peace. It's just simple put. Young people are better influencers over themselves and their peers than we are. We can say whatever, but they are better peers. So if we build them up, then other people will look at them, their peers, and then they would behave. So we get them to understand how to create peace within themselves and to be peaceful examples. They will be like, we call moral antibodies. They go out in the community and they will automatically affect change. And it's been proven. That's what House Umoja did when they brought the gang summit back together in the 70s.
The credible messenger model, if y'all don't know what she's talking about.
And so those people, those young people at the time, they decided, they signed a peace pact. And because they kept their word, not because of no governments, not because of no nothing, they chose to keep their word. They found the value of it in themselves. And because they kept their word, it actually went from 74 to 79. By 79, there was 0 deaths due to gang violence in Philadelphia. And that's just because young people kept their word. And so, and they influenced one another. They brought together like 3 people from each gang. Not the whole gang, but you brought, I think they brought the leader, the youngest, and one other representative from each gang came together for the summit. Then they went back and took it to their gangs. And then they influenced their gangs to sign the pact. And so just in that, Mom understood. And the only reason why it even came about was from the young people. The kids would tell her stuff while she cooking and all, and she thought she made a mistake when she got pissed off at Rizzo and his works. And she said, I wouldn't tell no black people put no guns down. So then she was like, oh my gosh. She said, maybe I shouldn't have said that because we're supposed to be peaceful, right? And they was like, well, Mom, you always told us to tell the truth. And so Rizzo had put a call out that they were going about collecting guns and all. But they said, well, maybe there's an in-between. The young people said that. Maybe don't ask them to turn their guns in, but maybe just ask them to just put them down. So that became the call. Rather than, like, we're not going to take your guns away and all, but can you just put them down for a moment? But so that's just the power of young people, and that's just what we want to show through. We're on our 4th cohort, and they're developing the podcast. And they named it Cope With It.
Cope? Like cope with it?
Yeah, cope with it.
Like coping with something.
WIT, Cope With It. Not WITH, but Cope With It.
All right. So I'm gonna get. I'm hopefully I can get to understand what where the name came from. Do she? Man, I'm not talking to you. Can I talk to her? Can she get the microphone and tell us who she is?
She's prepared to do
Let's,
this.
It's okay. It's okay.
She's one of our younger ones, but she's very proactive and great ideas on her own. Just introduce yourself, Deja. Just introduce yourself. Say who you are.
It's all right. Listen, it is okay. Because I done had people come up here and just stare at the mic and never say anything.
Hi, my name is Deja, and
Tell your full name.
Deja Bay.
You asking or you telling?
I mean, I don't know.
So, Deja. So, what brings you here today?
Here to get so I'm here today to give you the good news report.
That's her segment of the podcast.
Yeah.
So what is before you give me the good news report, what is the name of the podcast?
I forgot.
Did you help come up with the name?
No.
It was other
Everyone.
It was okay. Because I was about to ask the definition of the name and everything. And I was about to mess with you a little bit and say, you and your friends came up with this. And then
They voted, though. They voted on it.
Y'all voted on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'll be allowed to come back
Oh.
and give the good news more than once. So we'll work on it. All right.
And what's the greatest of the good news?
That House of Emoja.
Okay. What's the name?
Is gonna have a podcast, huh?
What's the name of the program that you doing the podcast and all that brings you here?
House of Emoja Youth Peace Corps. That's
Okay.
what it is.
Do you enjoy the program?
Mhm.
Do you enjoy? Are you one of those folks that work by yourself better, or you work with the team better?
Both.
Both. So what do you lean towards though? What do you lean towards? Because I could do both, but I lean towards working by myself. I can do.
I like working by myself
Mhm.
a lot, cause just like I do my own thing. So
Right.
yeah.
You ain't gotta ask nobody. You can just go ahead and bust your move.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So the good news, is that solely written by you, or is it like a collaboration? Like, how do you come about getting the good news?
You worked on it.
Oh right, I did write that down.
You came up with it, right?
Me and
the good news.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Yeah.
So I would like for you to read the good news, if you don't mind, because we need this on the show. Because this can actually be a permanent segment if you want it to be.
I just wanted to say what was like
There go
the
this.
kids develop segments, so they name different segments. And Deja idea, she seems to be into the celebrity gossip, whatever they got on social media. Right. So she wanted to flip it. She said, because gossip is they're always talking about bad stuff about people. What if we flip that into good stuff? Right. And at first I said the good G. She said, no, I just wanted to call it good news.
So how old are you? That's another question.
13.
Oh yeah. This is big. This is a big deal. I think I had a couple. I had an 8-year-old she was pretty impressive. She came on here talking about the pageant. They was in a pageant, and she basically just kind of took the show over. But then I've had 13, 14, 15-year-olds, and they kind of just be like looking at the mic. They don't want to talk for a while. So I don't know what is that. What is that? Y'all just becoming teenagers? You getting into this space where you're more present with yourself, so it's kind of like you feel like people are looking at you. Like, what do you think? What makes you this? I'll ask this. What makes you? I'll go first though. What makes you feel uncomfortable?
I don't know.
So what makes me feel uncomfortable is when I feel like they not understanding me. Like, I don't know why it makes me want to explain more too. And I had to really deal with that. Like, where I would explain something to you more than once. I would say something and not even dig it. Like, I just said that 3 times. Because I'm feeling like maybe from your nonverbals that you're not understanding me or you're not responding. You don't have to respond how I want you to respond, but it's kind of like if I say something and then there's like a pause, it make me feel like I got to fill the space with explaining again because you didn't hear what I said. Or I wasn't explaining it right or something like that. So.
Okay.
Nice and loud, please.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry. You're just being so cute. She is very extroverted in front of the students. But as you see, this is a very dynamic set to bring a child to and expect them to do a podcast.
You are good.
Without the other students. So just imagine your class is here with you and that you're inside of the House of Emoji. You're not at a recording studio. And yes, block us out. Block us out. And now you go by yourself and do your good news report.
Can I do it now?
Yes, you can.
Go ahead,
Ladies and
Go
gentlemen,
ahead, baby.
introducing from the House of Emoja, Anu Deja Bay.
Okay.
Hi.
Oh, right. Hi. Hi, my name is Deja Bay from the House of Emoja Youth Peace Corps, and I'm here today to give you the good news report. Due to the American holiday Valentine's Day in February, which also falls in Black History Month, also known as Heritage History Month, I would like to shed light on celebrity couples who are making their union public during this time of year. Okay. Such as the rapper Common and Jennifer Hudson. Common promoted his newly published book about self-help, self-love, and self-care. What is it? The book is called "And Then We Rise." It is he promoted it on Jennifer Hudson's show, and yeah, it was inspired by Maya Angelou's I forgot what was it called.
Her poem, Still I Rise.
Oh, Still I Rise. Yeah.
And if someone wants to go to Jennifer Hudson's show, can they go to her show? How would they do that?
We're going to Jennifer Hudson. The JenniferHudsonShow.com, and they can register for tickets. So yeah.
Now you said celebrity. So is Jennifer Hudson and Common together?
Yes.
She just put me on. I've been in these streets. I'm a Common fan. I didn't know that. I didn't even know Jennifer Hudson had a show. To be honest with y'all, so you just put me. I'm gonna need the good news to come back because I like that union. I feel good about that. Like, damn, Common, that's a good choice, bro. Like, damn, bro, that's a good job. Oh, all right. Do you got any more of the good news, people? I need some more stuff.
I
man.
was gonna talk about Kanye.
Go ahead. What was your story?
What was the story? I just figured out that he had a choir.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like researching stuff about Kanye West, and I was like, me and my mom were like looking through stuff, and then she was like, "Did you know that he had a choir?" I was like, "No, I don't know." And then so we listened to the choir on our speaker, so we listened to it for like the rest of the day, and we're like, "Wow, we didn't know that he had a choir. We just thought that he rapped. Wow, that's great information."
What about your local story about somebody locally from Philly who told us actually something good about Kanye after Kanye got on their nerves for a whole day? But what was? Remember Hezekiah?
Oh, I only know like half of the story.
Well, you gotta give us the story. You gotta get ready. Which I don't want to call it tea. We're not gonna do that. I was about to say tea. No, you gotta give us the good news. We need. So Kanye. First of all, I apologize. I'm I'm still on this comment and Jennifer Hudson thing. I didn't know. Yo, I didn't know about that for real. Like, seriously, you really just put me on because I'm sitting here like, all right, I gotta let her finish telling everything.
Also, he actually gave her flowers on her
Uh-huh.
show. So yeah, that was good. So the Kanye story, I'm pretty sure what was his name?
Hezekiah.
Yeah.
And Beat
Heze-
Society.
Who's an artist from Philly?
Okay.
And Beat Society.
Yeah, so
Kanye was
Hezekiah
part of that.
and they were a part of the Beat Society,
Mhm.
and so they were having like a little like beat parade, I think, probably,
Oh.
and so
And you got to give him the back. She got to give you the backstory though. The backstory is that when she was writing her Good News Report,
Mhm.
she was talking about Kanye, and she spoke about him in like a negative way, and I was like, "What? How dare you talk about Kanye like that? Don't talk about that boy like that." And then because I was saying to her, a lot of these celebrities that people think are a certain way, no one knows how they are because they don't spend time with people, and it's just all promotion. What we think about them, right? Unless someone really knows them. And so it was confirmed by one of her teachers with the program because he had worked with Kanye. Does that jog you a little bit? Now you remember what he told you? A little bit?
He said he was still crazy. It's like, no.
He said he actually wasn't crazy because what did he do? What was the kind gesture that he did?
Right, okay. So, probably like at the end of the little parade thing.
It wasn't. It was the Beat Society, where the producers have a competition. So they were producing. So go ahead. So what happened at the end of that?
Okay, and so they were going to pay like every single Beat person, I guess, and so they were taking it out of their own money, out of their own wallets, because I'm pretty sure they didn't have any sponsors. So then Mr. Hezekiah, he was going to give Kanye his money, his cut in the money, and he was like, wait, no, I don't want it. And he was like, no, because he thought that that he was mad at him because they were just like, because he kept rapping over the beats, and he was like, no, leave it alone, stop. And so he was like, no, but no, seriously, I like your work, so like, yeah, keep doing that. We're like, no, I don't see any sponsors here, so you're taking this out of your own wallet. So I don't want to take it. I like what you're doing here. So yeah.
So I could say a lot of stuff about Kanye. I'm not going to go into but I appreciate the good news because normally the tea is what we get. And I noticed, like what you were saying about the young folks being the ambassadors is like, you know, I know young folks influence your peers. Your peers are who influence you the most. You know what I'm saying? Peer pressure is a real thing. But I always still lean to the example. So the example is kind of like y'all brought certain young men from the gang, when we talking about the gang, and y'all infused them with an idea of what to do. Because they didn't have that idea, so that was the influence. They weren't going to go on their own and say, let's stop the violence, let's stop the killing, let's stop shooting, let's stop hurting each other. It takes adults. It takes older folks, whatever older is. If you 15 and if the kids is 15 and you 25, you're an example. I know your frontal lobe is just getting fully developed, but you're an example. So they're going to watch what you do. You're 9 out of 10, you're closer to them than everybody else because you don't really go anywhere either. You can move around in this little space more because you're 25, but you don't really go too many places either. So your information is influenced by somebody else too. We say 35 or 40. You know, somebody my age. You know what I'm saying? And then mine was influenced by somebody older than me, 60. And we could still be in the same time warp and never grow up, all of us. I've seen generations of houses where 15-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and 60-year-olds all act the same. They all be on the same time. So what I really appreciate about the good news is you came up with the idea of like, all right, we don't really want the tea. The tea is what we get all day long. To the point where the good news is something that stands out. So that's the part that I really want you, like, it's a beautiful thing that you like, yo, I need good news. Everything don't gotta be. But the fact that you doing good news, all of these older people are oh my God, she's doing the good news, because the trend that we've taught y'all, the same people who are clapping, is the negativity. You know what I'm saying? Because you 13, unfortunately, you might not believe this, but it's nothing that you got going on that somebody didn't tell you already. You didn't come on a planet with information. Everything that you got up until this point, you got from somebody like my age or just older. So the important part of you having this thought process is you seem to understand that you have to be an influencer in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I really appreciate about it, is that you making this decision. They're giving you the platform. They're giving you the space to be able to do it, but you making a decision. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't really even about her. That was really about all of you black people who are not doing right by our children. And I want y'all to watch her and pay attention to her, that she's 13. She has all of these adults around her who are trying to influence her in a certain way, and she should at some point aspire to be them. She should aspire to be these folks. And that's what I need us to like really be paying attention to. Like, she's 13. Like, when you say I don't like to have them, and I know you wasn't doing this, but when we talk about our young people, we talk about them on an island. Like, it's this young people world that exists that we have nothing to do with. You know what I'm saying? But we have everything to do with, because we created it and sent them to that space. They didn't even come up with the space on their own. But y'all saying that corner, that driveway, wherever these kids be at, like, y'all couldn't regulate that spot. Y'all allowed them to be there. So now whatever they do without you being there to tell them what actually to do, it's your fault. It's not there. So when people be like, them kids over there, them little dudes over there, who little dudes is they? What loins did they come from? Did we forget that part? Like, the hell? So anyway.
And if the young people need things to do, they can absolutely join the House of Emoja. Can you tell them, Miss Jackie, how they can join the House of Emoja next cohort?
Yeah, you can go online to the houseofumoja.net and go under programs. Our next cohort, I haven't updated the date, but it will be around the second or third Tuesday in April. Will be when we'll be starting back up. And we do many different things, and we're also part of the Recast family, and I mean, we're all family. So, like,
yeah, I'm about to be a part of the Recast family too. Give me my money.
You already
Recast people, send it. It's like,
I know. We're all like, wait.
The program is great. They go around. They go to different locations.
Well, yeah. Well, the program is, I just, really what we do different things, and from technology to lyrical math, and we use people from the community, because we want kids to know that it's your community who's right here. You don't have to go somewhere else. So, like, Hezekiah, he's a Philly producer. Millions of people. She didn't know he had a Kanye story. Your neighbor could be a rocket scientist, literally.
But the neighbor gotta come outside too.
Well, I mean, some of these people are. Right. But we walk by people, Philly, like, compared to even New York. They more friendly up in Harlem than they in Philly. Philly, just people walk by, they don't just talk. They don't just say hello just because they see you. So, a lot. And then with the phones, all our kids, they on the screens. They're going inward, and nobody's noticing what's around them. So our workshop leaders come from our community.
So I hate to cut you off. No. Because we got a couple minutes left. So first, I wanted to get Mom to tell us who she is. But we only got a couple minutes. I want to know who you are.
Do you want to know who I am?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, thank you, Deja Bay, for the work that you've done. Over here, take your headset off.
Oh my goodness. Well, we can see.
No, you guys stay right here though, because we need to talk to you real quick before we roll.
Stay right here.
We need to get one more.
But you asked. Did you
ask?
Yes.
Yeah. Now you only got like 2 minutes, so you making your grand entrance. You taking up your time.
So, my name is Dr. Poetica Bay. I am the mother of our new Deja Bay. I'm also the host of the Weekly Friday show at 98.5 FM. Comes on every Friday, 6 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a community member who supports media and arts. And I have a television show that comes on every Friday in New York called Goddess Mobile TV. Comes on Verizon, Optimum, Spectrum, RCN Cable Network, and streams worldwide. And I teach media, film, television, and radio here. And I also did a small community thing, ran for a special election, received 11,000 votes in 2022 under the Independent Libertarian ticket. I received most of my votes from South Philadelphia, though, but I love everybody. And it's a pleasure to be here, and I thank you for doing what you're doing, and keep doing what you're doing.
And we got to connect.
Yes.
You got to come back on the show first so we can talk.
Yes.
Because me and you need to. This might be a heated joint, y'all. I'm just telling y'all before. I mean, I ain't even trying to line up. We gonna get some information out of it, and I don't want to lean towards like relationship shows, but I see that the show is gonna have to lean towards that because the fact that black men and black women are like this or like that, the rest of the community is never gonna get together if we can't. All the other stuff that we trying to fix, it's not gonna get fixed if black men and black women can't coexist, and that's definitely what's going on. But I want to get Deja one more time. And I just want to
say one more thing before we go, is that this coming February, we know Philadelphia is always riddled with crime, constantly people getting hurt, shot, killed. February, they're doing something called a nonviolence fast, a fast from everything that can hurt you and harm you. And if you go to OG Law's page, he was a brother who was in the film Concrete Cowboys, and people who know the work that he does with anti-violence. He will have his, it's like a big, called Hard Knock University, truck out for people to play ball, for kids and youth. They're giving away food, all of that in front of Why Not Prosper. So,
but they just kicked me out of here.
Yeah. All right, so
Deja,
we're so happy to be here.
Let me know when you coming back so we can do more good news.
Well, you gotta talk to Miss Jackie about that because we're representing the House of Emotion.
All right, so I'm gonna ask this question. Do you want to come back and do the good news?
Yes.
All right. So this is PSA Philly Service Announcement. Takeover Tuesday, Takeover Love, Support, Grace, Social Activism, Resources, and Art. I am the assist. I'm not going to go through the acronym. I appreciate y'all for being here. I love black people. That's what we doing out here. We out.